Hello guys, welcome back. We got Austin, we got Dev today. We're gonna be doing a little playoff and college football playoff recap, and I'm gonna just start off. This was the best kind of football weekend in a while, I felt like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of good games all across the board, a lot of tight games everywhere.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the game that was probably the most hyped up game going into the weekend. 49ers beat the Eagles 23-19.
Hmm.
This was just pure good football. In my opinion, and this was the only game I've gotten wrong in my playoff predictions so far, and I almost picked the Niners. Like if you guys watched the last video, like I was very just I didn't know what to do with this game, but I just picked the Eagles because of the home field. But what are some of your first thoughts on this game,
I
Dev?
mean, Kyle Shanahan is coaching the heck out of this football team. This is, I think, one of the best coaching jobs he's had in a long. And I don't want to say in a long time, but like this is one of his premier years, standout years so far. Um, the Eagles are the front runners, the defending champs, and I initially thought that, I had higher expectations for them coming into the season, and they really did just kind of stall out, kind of midway toward the end of the season, and it shows by them being, knocked down the wild card.
Yeah. So I like I said, I had a very tough time picking this game because I was like, I don't think Kyle Shanahan gets embarrassed 2 weeks in a row. And I said if Fred Warner came back for this game, I would have picked the Niners because I think he's that big of a difference. But I look at this the pure rosters. I mean, the 49ers lost D Winters last week, who's their best defensive player this year. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just losing everyone. I thought they would just lose simply because of injuries. Like, and I thought it'd be a good game no matter what. And then
Hmm.
but I did say if it's like, 13-10, some weird score, the 49ers are up by a bit, it could get a little weird, and it did. And I mean, they actually were trailing kind of most of the third and fourth quarter, only by a point, but still, I mean, you're trailing in an NFL playoff game. It's a big
Right.
deal. And they just kind of came back, they won, and it was very impressed from the Niners. And I think I mean, like I said, I don't know if I can unsee the Seahawks game from a week ago
Hmm.
because I think we got to remember this is still the same team, and the only difference in the game is the Seahawks are going to be at home and well rested. But I will say, Robert Saleh, dude,
He's doing a heck of a job.
like, I mean, if I was a team with a coach opening, I would be all over him. Like if I was the Ravens, I'd be all over him, even though I kind of like Stefanski for that role. If I was like the
Hmm.
Dolphins, like and anyone, like I would just and Robert Saleh is now going to be able to be picky because he's like, if he did this with all the Niners defense injured, imagine what he can do with Bosa, Warner, Winters, Lenore, like every
Hmm.
every one of these guys back next year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be scary for them.
And also, just kind of one more thing about this game, Brock Purdy. I've been kind of tough on him personally in the past, but I think he
Mhm.
proved today he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he had a good game. A couple turnovers, like one sack. Um, but I think he played a good game. They couldn't get the run game going really, so that always for the quarterback kind of makes things a little bit harder. So
And I think with Brock Purdy, I think people just get mad because he has all these weapons. But really, the only offensive guy he had today after the kill injury was CMC. And also, Jawan
Mhm.
Jennings is a good player, and DeMarcus Robinson came up big.
Yeah,
But I mean, he just kind of took what the defense was giving him. He made one bad throw, and it was kind of like that play action pass where he threw it in a coverage, got picked off his first pick.
right.
But other than that, I mean, he played good. I mean, it's expected you throw a pick, in the game. That first pick, in my opinion, was inexcusable. The second one, I could live with. But I mean, just outduel Jalen Hurts. I mean, if you're the Eagles, I mean, you got to overhaul that offense. You got to fire Kevin Patullo. I think AJ Brown just played his last game with the Eagles.
Yeah,
But this, in my opinion, this was kind of my favorite game in the playoffs because it was just good football.
yeah. I mean, um, the Eagles really just could not get that offense going. I think really last year they had such like an explosive running game that the passing was kind of more complementary, and then this year, they were really making them they were really trying to make them pass, like really trying to make Jalen Hurts, win the throw the ball and win the game, and um, Robert Saleh, like he did a good job, and won them the game.
hmm And then just kind of one more thing about the game. Just it was also just a great like you hit on this point. Kyle Shanahan's coaching, this coaching job by him after getting embarrassed last week against the Seahawks. Just coming back. Like they said, it was a tough game. They got beat up physically.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know how they're gonna do next week, but this is a great game. So another game which everyone else is gonna say is probably the best game like in the playoffs so far, and will probably be the best. Bears 31, Packers 27. It did not look good for the Bears until there was like 3 minutes left.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean the Bears, they've been going crazy. What I they put up 25 in the fourth alone, to come back win the game. Um, Caleb Williams really has proven like why he's such he was such a touted draft pick.
Yeah, so Bears they were down like 21-3 at halftime, or yeah, I think it was 21-3. So 21-3, 21-6, but same difference.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, I don't think they'll win, but they'll come back, they'll make this a game. The fourth quarter, it's 21-9. You're like, okay, come on, guys, you guys gotta, pick it
Do
up.
something.
And their defense couldn't stop the Packers in the first half. And in the second half, all of a sudden, they're like the
They're
defense is
looking like
like,
the 85
yeah, it
Bears.
looks like the
Yeah.
85 Bears. And then the Bears make it 21-16. And I'm like, okay, they have a chance. And the Packers go right down the field. And when
Oh yeah.
Jordan Love competed that pass to Romeo Dobbs, like it was like a 40-yard bomb. And then they got the touchdown, it was 27-16. Even though at the time we didn't think the extra point
Hmm.
was a big deal, but it ended up being a big deal. I was like, well, that's it. Like Packers won. The Bears have 5 minutes left. There's no way.
Yeah.
They do a quick drive. Caleb makes one of the greatest plays I've seen this season with that fourth and eight completion to
Oh
Romeo
yeah.
Doubleday. And the Bears get a stop against the Packers. Or no, no, sorry. They force a missed field goal against the Packers, which I mean, you want to blame the kicker, but kicking like 30 something, 30, 40 something yards in the Chicago wins, not
Hmm.
easy. And the defense just typical bend don't break. And then the Bears came back, they won. What say
Heck of
you
a
on this
game.
game? Yeah.
I mean, you know, I thought this game was a coin toss. I thought it was an amazing game. I thought the special teams and like the defense, I'm not the defense, but the special teams and just kind of the mistakes and the fouls and the penalties really kind of just killed the Packers this game.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think because this was such a winnable game for them, and they had it won for most of the game. Um, the Bears that couldn't really get their run game going, but like that's kind of been you know 50, 60 yards out of DeAndre Swift has been kind of the norm for for a Bears like game. So like same performance there. Um, but I kind of like this Bears as a kind of a dark horse for the Super Bowl. They're fun to watch. This um maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but Bear
Yeah.
I like this Bears team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If any other team probably played the Packers, I mean, they Packers probably just lose by a bunch. But since it's Bears Packers rivalry, it's like the only kind of college rivalry you have in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, I just want to get your thoughts on Matt LaFleur because I kind of am in the minority. I don't have a problem with him. I didn't like situationally. I didn't like that he kind of went to the run a lot in the second half. Yes, I know they were up, but the Bears couldn't stop the pass and Kyler Gordon was just getting toasted. So I just kind of want to know your opinion on if the what the Packers should do with Matt LaFleur.
Um, I think LaFleur, I think he has to get canned. Like, this is not necessarily like it was. I don't think it was necessarily his fault that the Packers lost the game. Um, but I think they switched up when they shouldn't have in the second half. They should have. I think, yeah, to your point, they should have stuck to the pass a little bit more instead of trying to go to the run. Um, but this is another loss. For his postseason. This is what he's in now, like 3-7 in the
Yeah,
postseason, something like
something
that.
like that. And like most of this postseasons have been as seven seeds too. I
So
mean,
I
I
think,
think
yeah, I think it's time to move on.
okay, that's interesting. And I would assume you just want to replace him with Harbaugh.
Uh, you know, I think the Packers should see, who's on the market. I don't want to necessarily say Harbaugh, like put a name to the position, yet, but
Yeah. Um, Yeah, I mean, he did the most what he could do with like the. I mean, when Micah got injured, that was crazy. But I will say,
Yeah.
the Wyatt, the defensive tackle, great player. Oh yeah, next game, the game that this was probably the game I was the most shocked by. Rams 34, Panthers 31, and I wasn't shocked the Rams won. I was shocked the way they won because I was like,
Yeah.
it's just the Rams. Like once I saw Devontae come back, I'm like, it's just gonna smooth sailing, no big deal. And they
Hmm.
went up 14 nothing, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
it's over.
up 17-7, don't convert. The Panthers make it 17-14 going to halftime. I'm still like, okay, Rams just piling a couple more
Yeah.
points. And I mean, the Panthers pushed them
Oh
till they
yeah.
won it. What are kind of your opinions on a game that everyone was like, this is gonna be the one bad game of the weekend?
I also thought that as well. I thought the Rams was gonna be a pounding. And then I was driving back to Dallas when I was watching this game actually. And the Rams went up early, and then I was about to turn the game off, but I was just driving. I had nothing else to do, so I kept it on. Um, and the Rams just kept fighting back. They've by the end of the second quarter, there was a close game. Um, what was it like 17-14 by
Yeah.
halftime?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it was a little bit of a game. In the second half, the Panthers defense they really also just came alive. They were out there making key stops. Um, and at one point in the fourth quarter, I thought the Panthers were going to do it. I thought they were going to come out and beat the
Oh,
Rams.
me too. That moment was all
Yeah.
on their side, and that home crowd was incredible.
Oh
Same
yeah,
with the
that crowd
Chicago
was going
game too.
crazy.
I would say the
Yeah.
home crowds this weekend were phenomenal.
Yeah. But I mean, Matthew Stafford ultimately showed why, he's a top 10 quarterback in this league, and Bryce Young is absolutely not. So,
Yeah. I mean, Bryce Young, I mean, he did what he could. I mean, if Jimmy Horn catches that pass, instead of dropping it on that fourth down, who knows what happens. But, I'm not really mad about how Bryce Young performed. I just think it was just simply the Rams were the better team.
yeah.
It took them, 57 minutes of the 60 minutes to realize it. But if I'm the Rams, I mean, go to the Bears game. If the Rams are able to start fast, but then also end good as well, I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
hard for the Bears. I mean, I will say I do like the Rams to beat the Bears. Um,
Hmm. I
but
mean, if I'm a Panthers fan, I'm not, very mad at this loss. Going in this game, you were 8-9 as a Panthers team facing like the 12-5 like Rams. And you took them down to the last minute. So, going into next season, I'm really excited for what the Panthers have going on.
yeah, I know this is for if you're a Panthers fan, you're just excited for next year. But shout out to the Panthers fan for that home crowd.
Oh
That was,
yeah.
I mean, no one was going to beat that Chicago crowd, but it definitely is going to be the second best home crowd of Wild Card Weekend. Okay,
Hmm.
the next game, we got the Josh Allen's 27, the Jaguars 24. I mean, it's Josh Allen. It's ridiculous.
It's Josh Allen. What
Like
do you
I
say?
I I will say like the Jags, they came out slow, but they ended up coming back a bit. I mean, but just Josh Allen was just I mean, he has no wide receiver one. James
Hmm.
Cook was off this game. The O-line's terrible. In the second half, the defense couldn't stop, the Jaguars, who and Trevor Lawrence, let's be honest, didn't have a good game today. And Josh Allen twists his knee, like probably broke his thumb, like on the like throwing helmet. And I mean, it was just a crazy. I mean,
It was
he's the best player in the world.
yeah. Uh, I I think the Bills are going to be in the Super Bowl, facing off whoever they'll be facing. Um, I think this could be Josh Allen's year. No Pat Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow. Um, this is the most wide open like playoff we've had in a long time. So this could be his year finally.
Yeah, but I mean, this really was a good game, and I felt bad like because they just got the shitty kind of 1 p.m. slot that
Hmm.
not a lot of people want to watch. But Josh, I will say there was a part of me that at the end of the second quarter, like even when Josh Allen got hurt, I'm like, okay, I do think the Jaguars probably. I picked the Bills to win,
Probably.
but I wasn't confident about it.
Yeah.
I just the only reason I didn't pick the Bills was for this reason that happened was if Josh Allen becomes Superman, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. And he became
Hmm.
Superman. So, but the question is, can he do this for three more games? And it's not like he's playing the Jets and the Dolphins. He's gonna be playing three really good teams. The Broncos being the bet, like the second best defense in the league next week.
Oh yeah. Um, I personally think against the Broncos, he's gonna be able to do it again. Um, as just like personal prediction, I think the Bills will come out and beat the Broncos. I think Bo Nix is just not gonna be able to kind of get it going in that game. Um, I think the Broncos are gonna come out be able to beat them personally, but yeah, it's a tough road that they have going on. Um, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, so next next game we got kind of like just the game that just wrapped up. Patriots 16, Chargers 3. And really not much to go off. I think the
Yeah.
Patriots realized early the Chargers offense was just non-functional.
Uh-uh.
And Mike Vrabel probably just told Drake May, don't turn the ball over. He had an interception, which wasn't his fault. It was tipped pass. Can't do anything
hmm
about that. But they didn't allow any points from the Chargers on that forefront. But just really not much to go off on this game. Just the Patriots taking care of business.
Yeah.
And
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't really have too many thoughts on this game. The Chargers O line just bottom of the bad,
Hmm.
just really bad. Um, not it's not a great offense overall, not a great wide receiver room. They couldn't get the rushing going at all. Like what, Amarion Hampton had had like one carry.
Yeah, yeah, but he was a little banged up going into this game. But
Yeah,
yeah, I want to kind of put some blame on Justin Herbert, but at the same time I realize, they're two best they're two like offensive tackles where their two best players are out,
yeah.
and their offensive line just he didn't have an offensive line. I know Drake May took a lot of sacks, but just Herbert, I
I I
mean,
just I just wasn't high on the Chargers like at all.
yeah, I said this was gonna be a low scoring game. I think my final prediction of this game was like 17-13, something like that. But
Yeah,
and I thought it'd be a closer game, but the Patriots just they just dominated. Didn't really look like in the first half, but the Patriots had full control.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's perfectly said.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna transition over to college football. So we'll start with the good game, Miami Ole Miss. Miami beats Ole Miss 31-27. So, what are kind of some initial thoughts on that game of just Miami just keep persevering through this whole thing?
Miami defense really is living up.
Oh, it's
Uh,
phenomenal.
yeah, it's phenomenal. I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do to Indiana and how Indiana's gonna fight back. Carson Beck had a good game. Whole offense just played pretty well. Um, Ole Miss, on the other hand, they also played pretty amazing. The offense was going crazy. Trinidad Chambliss again, highlighting his amazing athletic abilities and ability to make just clutch passes and just makes plays out of nothing. Kawan Lacey was going crazy. Had a good game again.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, there was I really thought this game was a coin toss. I was rooting for Ole Miss personally. I thought, um, it was close into the final like minute, 2 minutes. So good game overall.
Yeah, not much to really complain about from either side here. Just Miami. Those 5 to 6 yard runs they just kept getting with
Let's
Fletcher.
get on him.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, that's going to win. They won the battle in the trenches, and that's the battle. And Indiana. They played Ohio State, yes. They played Bama, they played Oregon. They haven't seen an offensive line like Miami.
They
So
haven't.
it's going to be a good test, and we'll just transition to the Indiana-Oregon splattering score that was like 56-22. Really not much to say about it. Indiana controlled it from literally the first play.
Yeah, they
Um,
did.
and it
I
was
mean,
just, oh, go on.
sorry. I was just gonna say, Oregon just looked, really sloppy and really like undisciplined out there. A lot of penalties, a lot of fouls, a lot of flags. Um, whole game they just couldn't get it going, like from
Mhm.
from from the first minute.
Yeah, Indiana just outcoached him. Overall, it was a great, football. Next weekend, so far the games we have, it's going to be on the Saturday games, the Bills at Broncos, then
Hmm.
Niners at Seahawks, and Sunday it's going to be Rams at Bears, and then whoever wins in Texas at the Patriots.
Yeah.
Any kind of early predictions for next weekend? I mean, the game I probably feel the best about so far is the Rams Bears. I think the Rams take care of business. I also think the Seahawks beat the Niners. I think everyone's gonna be very high on the Niners. I mean, but I just think the Seahawks. I can't forget what happened like literally 1 week ago.
No, yeah, I got my Seahawks shirt on right now.
Okay,
So
there we go.
there we go. Um, yeah, I think the Seahawks handle business. I think we have a little bit of an upset. I think the Bills are going to take care of business at Mile High, and I think the Rams will win. Hopefully, I think the Bears will make it a good game though. And then
Yeah,
a little prediction. I think we got Texas Steelers tomorrow. I think Texans will move on, and then I think they're going to beat the Patriots. I think their D line is going to give their
yeah.
like O line some problems.
Yeah, well, the Texans were
So,
my pick to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl a couple days ago, so I kind of hope they win. But
mhm.
yeah, thank you, Dev, for joining me. We'll probably do
All
this
right.
next week as well. And then yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
sounds
a
good. Yeah.
great best playoff weekend of football we've had in years. So
Oh yeah.
great weekend. So thank you,
Oh yeah.
Dev, and
Excited.
we'll see you guys next week.
All right. See you guys.